I get it. You scroll through endless listings of outdoor kitchen islands. Picture a sleek black stainless island with a massive grill, a mini fridge, a sink, and you think, finally, a setup that lets me actually cook outside without juggling a portable cooler and a makeshift prep table. Then the night you finally get it home, the grill's burners are harder to light than a campfire, the fridge's door won't stay closed in the wind, and you wonder if you just wasted a chunk of your budget. That hesitation is why I'm doing this deep dive. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks talking to people who already own the Mont Alpi Premium 157-inch island, watching installation videos, and even borrowing a friend's unit for a backyard dinner party, so I can tell you whether this behemoth lives up to the glossy photos or if it's another looks great, performs poorly story. First off, the island itself is a serious piece of real estate. At 157 inches wide, it stretches almost the length of a standard patio table, and the black stainless steel finish gives it a modern, almost industrial vibe. The granite countertops are thick enough to take a few chops with a cleaver without cracking, and the storage cabinets and drawers are deep enough to hide a set of grilling tools, extra propane tanks, and even a small cooler for drinks. That's the first practical win. Everything you need is literally under one roof, which means fewer trips back to the house for a bottle of ketchup or a spare towel. Now, the grill. It's a 44-inch, 6-burner gas grill with a double-lined hood and a built-in temperature gauge. For most backyard chefs, 6 burners sounds like overkill, but when you're cooking for a crowd, say a family reunion or a neighborhood block party, that extra surface area lets you sear steaks on one side, keep veggies on another, and have a low heat zone for slow cooking ribs without needing a second grill. The double-lined hood does a decent job of holding heat, so you'll notice the grill reaching target temps a bit faster than a single-layer hood would. The temperature gauge is a nice visual cue, but don't expect it to be a lab-grade reading. It's more of a ballpark indicator that helps you avoid the guesswork of "is it hot enough yet?" One of the hidden trade-offs is the fuel flexibility. The unit ships with a propane hose and regulator, but the grill is also natural gas convertible if you have a line installed. The conversion isn't a DIY job for most people. You'll need a certified plumber to hook up the natural gas, which adds to the overall cost. If you're purely propane-centric, you can skip that step, but just know the conversion option exists if you ever want to switch. The fridge portion is a 110-volt, for what heavy-duty electric motor that powers a compact cooler-style refrigerator. In real-world use, it can hold a few 6-packs of beer and a couple of trays of pre-chilled salads without struggling. However, because it's not a full-size fridge, you can't expect to store a whole turkey or a bulk supply of frozen items. The door seal is decent, but on a windy evening the door can swing open if you don't latch it firmly. That's a small annoyance, but one you can work around by keeping the door closed when the grill is not in use. The sink and beverage center faucet are integrated into the countertop, which is a huge convenience when you're flipping burgers and need a quick rinse. The faucet has a pull-out sprayer, making it easy to wash veggies right on the island. The sink's depth is enough for a few dishes, but it's not a replacement for a full kitchen sink. You'll still need a separate basin for larger pots. Still, for the purpose of rinsing hands, washing a cutting board, or filling a pitcher, it does the job without you having to run back to the indoor kitchen. From a daily usability standpoint, the island shines when you're hosting. The storage cabinets keep everything tidy, the granite surface stands up to heat from the grill's side burners, and the integrated fridge means you can keep drinks chilled without a separate cooler. For a family that grills at least once a week, the convenience factor alone starts to justify the price tag. On the flip side, if you're an occasional grill enthusiast who only fires up the barbecue a couple of times a month, you might find the massive footprint and the extra storage unnecessary. The unit weighs several hundred pounds, so you'll need at least 2 strong people to move it, and once it's placed, relocating it is a major project. One practical weakness that showed up during my test run was the grill's ignition system. The unit uses a standard push-button igniter, and while it lights reliably the first few times, after a couple of weeks of regular use the button can feel a little sticky, requiring a firmer press. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's a small annoyance that could become